Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Mo,
And I'm Jo.
and you're listening to Mojo and the Outsiders podcast brought to you by Backwoods Adventure Mods.
In this episode, we're going to chat about our awesome time at the Buffalo Headwaters Challenge. It was a 21-mile ride that we did. It was a challenge that went through the Ozarks. Make sure you keep on listening to hear about our awesome adventure and catch the code for 15% off at backwoodsadventuremods.com.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Mo, Backwoods. Today we kind of got a cool episode. We were able to go out and participate in the Ozark Off-Road Cyclists Buffalo Headwaters Challenge. This was the 20th year for it, but our first time, and man, we had a blast.
Man, so much fun. I really, didn't really know exactly what to expect, like kind of going into it.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, like, normally when you do these challenges, it's like a race. Well, this one specifically, advertised this is not a race, this is a ride, like just show up, have fun, chill.
And what
And
I
yeah.
mean, it's if you do the whole thing, the challenge side of it's real. It's 42 miles. It's out in the Buffalo River area, so there's a lot of downhill, a lot of elevation change, a lot of uphill that comes with it too. So really, the challenge side of it, if you're gonna do all 42 miles, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and also like we kind of I guess we kind of cheated with the challenge. We used our
Mm,
e-bikes. So
yeah,
it's like, which, don't get me wrong, dude, like on an e-bike, it was still pretty tiring. I mean, you have to go through like the water crossings, you got to deal with the
yeah.
mud and yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, there was times where you could tell it benefited us to have e-bikes. I know there was one hill we climbed, and man, you just wanted to have a hood over your head just because, man, we were passing people just left and right. And I mean, this hill is pretty steep grade. You'd have some hardos trying to ride it out, and you'd have some people that are already off their bikes walking, and here we come, man. Conversation going, riding up this hill. But it was good, man. I thought we
Yeah.
chose the right machine.
Yeah. Oh, dude, 100%. I wouldn't want, yeah. I was seeing all those people on normal bikes and I was just like, dude, there's no way. There's no way. I
Dude,
mean,
tough, man. We'd see people on fixies, single speed bikes, so no gearing, anything like that, and full rigid, no front fork, no rear suspension.
yeah.
Looked like a bike I had when I was a kid, and dude, these folks were getting it.
Yeah, and these trails, they were super, super chunky, a lot of it, because they're just rough cut, backcountry trails. I mean,
Hmm.
so I mean, for someone to go through there, no suspension, no gearing or anything. I mean, those people are just machines. Like, I don't know how you could physically do that.
Yeah, and for those of you that have like rode in Bentonville and stuff, it's nothing really like what that is. It's more single track. It's definitely more hand cut stuff. But I mean, I think I heard people keep saying, that it used to be one of the state's largest downhill runs before some of these other trails started opening up. So there's some spots with nice flow. But yeah, you're gonna have some punchy climbs coming out of it. But I mean, beautiful scenery. You get to the bottom. You cross over a creek multiple times. There's beautiful waterfalls along the way, and it had warmed up for us, thank goodness. But some of those rocks on the north side of the hills, man, they still had icicles that were 10 foot tall, just big chunks hanging off of them.
Yeah, that was actually probably, I would say, like one of my favorite parts of that ride was when we stopped on that hillside and saw like that bluff that had all the icicles just like
Hmm.
coming off of it.
Yeah.
Man, that was so cool because we were just sitting there, and then all of a sudden we had riders, just hauling butt down this hill beside
Hmm.
us, and dude, it was just so awesome.
Dude, it was. I mean, it was a solid time. They do a great job with this event. Um, they feed us. I forget the number of meals, maybe 5 or 6 meals, but it's like once you get there, they're gonna feed you dinner, breakfast, dinner again, breakfast again, as well as raffle some items off. Super cool. The only rule is you have to wash your dishes, so they serve everything on real plates and everything. So you just gotta wash up and stuff. But I mean, served us chili night one. I heard that they had bought somewhere around 90 pounds of ground beef, which I can't imagine what your shopping cart looks like, it looks like a
Yeah.
whole cow right in there. Um, and then, breakfast the next morning, same big old nice spread, everything you could ask for, oatmeal, bacon, eggs, fruit, I mean, it was all there. And then I think night 2, taco night, and then, the next morning, man, another big breakfast provided. Then I mean, probably something we took advantage of the most was, the coffee available all day long.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'd walk by, get coffee, come back, and, we'd be just sitting around camp or whatever, and, man, a nice afternoon cup's something I'm really starting to enjoy.
Dude, Trailside Coffee always hooks it up at those events too, man. She always kills it. Always has the coffee flowing.
Yeah, yeah, good, hot, didn't matter, like I said, 6, 7 o'clock at night, we'd run over there, grab a cup, I mean, we drank our fair share of coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
But I mean, it was good. We also got to test out some of our new Tundra products while we were out there, which was really cool. Put them in some real world type scenarios. I pulled my trailer, my rustic mountain trailer with the Tundra, and obviously everything hooked up, worked fine. Trailer light plugged in, worked fine. Had lights, um, nothing crazy. All my chains were able to hook up, and then we were also able to try out our new bedside bike mounts. So, uh, I mean, they held up really well. I had an e-bike on the side of this thing, and you know that bike's probably 56, 57 pounds, and dude, it didn't move a lick. Got there, everything's still snug. So, really cool to put some of those products that we're developing out into real world scenarios, and kind of see how it's going to hold up with one of the heaviest bikes. I know it's not the heaviest, but most folks will probably be running something lighter. And yeah, like I said, it's cool to do the R&D, call it
Yeah.
work, and be out there riding bikes.
Yeah. Well, and I was really impressed too because man, the platform, that we built for the bed rack to be able to
Hmm.
put a single tray on, the bike did not wobble a lot going
No.
down the road. I mean, I was watching it pretty closely the whole time, just kind of seeing, and man, it was super stable. And folks, you got to remember that's what 60-pound bike almost.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then, yeah, with that weight being, up off the bottom, it's going to pivot some, but I was checking the mirror for the same reasons. Obviously, I don't want my bike to come tumbling off the side, picking up out of the ditch, but it never really moved every time I look at it in the mirror. And so, solid, solid, solid product. Excited to bring that one out. It's not just going to work with our bed rack. It's going to be able to tie into some, other of our competitors' bed racks. It's able to swing up, down. If you need to mount it on a flat side, 90 degrees, it'd work there too.
yeah, yeah. Another thing you got to try out this weekend too, dude, that new diesel heater.
How about that, right? So diesel heaters, right? One week I'm talking awesome about them. The next week it takes a dump on me, and then right, upgraded to one with, like, semi-good instructions. It at least has an app, so I guess that's good, the HCal, um, and it was awesome. Almost felt bad for everybody. I mean, it was cold at night, and you had a lot of people ground camping, tent camping, a bunch of bikers, so we kinda stick out like a sore
Yeah.
thumb, and, um it was fun. Diesel heater roasted me out, like they do sometimes. I
Yep.
mean, I woke up at midnight and I mean, I was melting. I started opening all the tents and stuff, or all the windows on my tent, and I'd look out across this field and see all these people sleeping on the ground. I was like, God, man, I wish I could
Yeah.
share some of this heat with them because
Yeah.
I know some of those folks were cold.
The funniest thing to me was, y'all letting your, I can't remember his name. I had never
Oh,
met him,
our
but
our buddy Justin.
yeah, Justin. Yeah, y'all letting Justin borrow that diesel heater for his van, and man, it was so funny. He showed back up that next morning, and he's like, "Guys, I had to." Did he end up having to turn it off because he said it got up to like 95 degrees in his van?
Yeah, well, that's what he's got, a Max Air fan, and so he ended up getting hot in there, and then, whenever he got up to turn his Max Air fan on, it was telling him it was 95 degrees in his van,
Yeah,
so, I mean, he was melting, he sold on him too, and, luckily, I mean, that one I gave him, it worked. That's, sometimes how it happens, sometimes
yeah,
they don't.
yeah, yeah. Nah, dude. It's yeah. No, I'm glad you're able to get that one. It's definitely kind of made me think that maybe I need to, you know, not say anything bad against my current one, but maybe do a little bit of an upgrade.
Well, yeah, it's like everything, man. I just want it to work. After that little red one had kinda, given me fits a couple nights, I was like, "Well, I'm just gonna move on from it." Great when it works. When you're having to fight it, you're just like, "Ah, I don't know, man. Maybe not worth it." And then, yeah, like I said, really splurged. I mean, this last diesel heater I bought was more than my first 2 diesel heaters
Yeah.
together. So, but worked. Like I said, you wanted to have it. We're still in winter, so cold nights,
Yeah.
come on.
What would you say, as far as like the actual ride? What would you say was, probably like your most memorable or like your favorite part, I guess, of the ride?
I mean, there was a lot of cool things. I thought all of us hanging out by that waterfall, that was super cool. And then, all of us kind of getting to the top of the fire tower to get the grilled cheese sandwiches, that was super cool. And you gotta understand, like this bike challenge, ride, whatever, they've got a couple aid stations scattered through the woods. And when I say aid stations, it's not like it's just water or anything like that. Like you'd pull up to these things and there'd be a DJ, there'd be cold beers. Fossil Cove was, as many beers as you wanted to drink, they had your back. And then same people feeding you, tons of snacks, tons of fruit, you know, honey stingers, Skittles. I mean, anything you were really looking for, they had it. And then that one was around mile 10 or 11 was
Yeah.
the first one. And then the second one, I forget where it was, but probably around the same distance away. And dude, at that one, they had those hot grilled cheese sandwiches waiting on us.
Ah,
I thought that was like epic, but really, I mean, it's hard for me to pick one thing just because I don't know, there was so much of it that I enjoyed. And I said, all of that in thanks to being on an e-powered machine, we were able to do the ride a little different. And if we saw something that was pretty or we wanted to look at, man, we stopped and looked at it.
yeah, yeah. Well, and that was like definitely my favorite part, which is how leisure we were able to go. Like more or less just meander and just
Yeah.
kind of chill versus just grinding through it. So it's just a way different experience than I imagine probably a lot of people had. Um, but man, like my favorite part, definitely those grilled cheese sandwiches. Like, dude, that was the best freaking grilled cheese sandwich I have ever had in my entire
Well,
life.
that's it. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know if it's part of you been riding or whatever, but you come across it and same, you folks probably know I'm a tad on the picky side. And dude, they gave me that tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwich, and I just ate it like it was my job, soup and everything. And
Yeah,
um, I don't know how much more I'll be in the tomato soup. Maybe that's like a once a year thing when I'm out at the headwaters.
yeah, yeah. No, and actually something else. This was my favorite thing. Jeff at YT,
What a
y'all know
stud.
Jeff, and all the people at YT, thank you so much for letting us borrow those bigger batteries.
Yes.
Because we saw someone out there with the same bike as us with a dead battery halfway
Hmm.
through with the same size battery that we did have. So that would have
Yeah.
totally been us. And man, that guy did not look comfortable. I mean, he was just sweating bullets. I mean, he's pedaling a 60-pound bike with
Yeah.
no assist.
Pedaling like 2 and a half bikes at that time.
Yeah. So, Jeff, thank you, dude. Thank you.
Oh, dude, they came in clutch, same. I mean, we had a little thing with our batteries, I know yours started kind of getting close at the end, and then our buddy Dylan's his got down to 1%. We were to the point where we were having to kind of tow him down maybe those last 3, 4 miles.
Yeah.
And luckily we all made it back.
Yep.
Dylan still finished with 1%, but same, it was epic.
Yeah. It was. It
Mm.
was.
But I mean, same. And then, we come back, finish the ride, and they had set up all these fire pits for us and everything like that. And so it was cool to stand around and talk to everybody. And it's always fun when everybody's kind of done the same challenge, and nobody was really racing. So you guys can kind of talk about some of the favorite spots you came across. Talk about, I mean, I don't know if we've touched on it, but there was a lot of water crossings,
Yeah.
for a bike ride, and all that stuff was super cool. We saw, or I guess Jo saw one guy go down pretty hard in the
Yeah.
rocks, but that was really all I had heard as far as anybody going down. I'm sure some people went over the bars. We were lucky enough to keep the tires on the ground and just have good rides.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, the guy that I saw go down, it was, yeah, right before water crossing, and I'm not exactly sure what happened, but yeah, he got kind of tangled up in the like his handlebars, and yeah, he just went right over and landed, I mean, on a bunch of rock ledges. It would have taken me down for a year, but this guy popped right back up. I mean, he was, probably in his 50s or 60s. I mean, dude was a trooper, but
I
um
mean, they've been doing it for 20 years, so it's
yeah.
like he talks about this guy being in his 50s or 60s. It's like the number of people we saw that were in that age group, that have been doing this, probably since their 30s,
Mhm.
and that have maintained these trails, so it's like it's super cool. They had a thing where they were asking everybody who had been to the most of these, and the number of people that had been to all 20 that were at this event was just awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
I mean, like I said, it's such a oh man, like grassroots, tight knit community vibe out there that it doesn't feel like, I think they said there was going to be around 300 people there, but it never felt like that. It felt like you were with, 300 friends. It's
Yeah,
like everybody was out there to do the same thing. Everybody stoked, everybody good spirits, ready to ride. And then, yeah, after completing the challenge, it's same, just that same good energy around that whole place.
yeah, yeah, I mean, man, very organized too. Like, I've always like between Beast of Burden and that event, I mean, it's
Hmm.
shocked how organized they are. I mean, feeding all of these people, they have bathrooms, they have trash cans
Yeah.
everywhere. I mean, there's nothing there that you're searching for. I mean, everything is just there, ready to go. Like, highly, highly recommend these events.
Yeah, and I mean, like this event, it's held, out in Red Star, Arkansas. I don't know how many of y'all know where that's at, but look it up. There's a little schoolhouse there, and it's funny. I guess what I heard from folks out there was this schoolhouse was kind of built by hippie families in like the 70s, 80s, and they needed a place for all their kids to go to school, so they built this little schoolhouse, and still standing today. They still let people go in and out of it. There's still a bunch of old schoolhouse things in there, chalkboards and everything, and so it's just a really, really cool location that they have this at. Type building. I mean, and that's where all the live music was. They had bands for us Friday night, Saturday night. So I mean, there was tons of entertainment, tons of things to do, and I mean, just epic all the
Yeah.
way around.
Yeah. The music, especially Saturday night after the ride, I really enjoyed it. It was, like a horn band,
Big brass band
yeah, brass band.
style. I guess they sounded like they're, like a New Orleans sound, like real jazz
Yeah,
kind of music coming
yeah.
out from them.
It was good though, man. I liked it because I definitely like I started feeling pretty rough on Friday, and then definitely after that ride, like was not feeling good at all. And man, I'm telling you what, having that like nice warm place to kind of get out of the weather and go listen to some music and just
Yeah.
chill, like that was just awesome.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was nice to go in there. I mean, it was a cool weekend, perfect for riding and talking to other folks, we had no water falling from the sky or snow
Yeah,
falling from the sky, and um people kept telling us they'd come up and tell us how lucky we were for this to be our first one and to catch it with weather so good. Because I guess that's like a once every 10 years you'll hit it right on the head, and everything lines up. You don't have to ride in the rain, don't have to ride in as much mud.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like had a bunch of people, yeah, say like, man, probably need to push it back for crappier weather, So
Yeah.
yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely something I'll be doing next year, for sure. It or every year I can, really.
Well, it's fun. Like I said, it just gives us another reason to go out and get out. And I mean,
Hey guys, this 15% off code for this next 2 weeks is going to be Headwaters 15. And make sure you enter that into the promo code to get 15% off. And that's Headwaters 15.
our rigs, are they do so well at that, just like everything, it's like you pull up and you've got your fridge and stuff like that. We mentioned that they had fed us some meals, but we were able to, I mean, we brought everything that we'd normally camp with, and we were able to cook our own
Yeah.
meals when we got hungry. I know there was a lunch meal. We got out there pretty early Friday and made us some lunch, and a lot of people admiring the rigs, coming by, asking us questions, admiring the Tundra, the FJ, the GX, and it's just super cool. All those folks, like I said, we all just want to be outside. So it's like in one form or another.
Yeah, definitely glad we got there early too on Friday because we had no idea what the parking situation or camping
First
situation.
timers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and man, they were not. I don't think they were really prepared for like our type of vehicles. They were expecting more or less like a camper or a tent, so they didn't really know what to do with us. And there's a guy named Barry there that helped us out a ton. Ended up finding us like a perfect little spot, nice and flat. I mean, Barry really helped us out on that. So, Barry, if you're listening, thank you, brother.
Dude, I couldn't tell if we were his best friends or his biggest enemies, man.
Yeah,
We kept trying to get set up, and Tundra's not a small truck. Me having a trailer, that doesn't make me any smaller, but we were able to get nestled in by a power wagon, so we were probably just 6 inches shorter than him. I
yeah.
mean, massive trucks.
And that power wagon was sweet too. He had a 4-wheel camper,
He
didn't he?
did. He did. He's a super cool dude. Four-wheel camper set up. They kind of put all us guys with rooftop tents, kind of put us together, but we stayed out of the way of most folks. But I mean, we definitely had people coming by and asking about our setups, asking about the heaters. Um, People checking out the Tundra. We had tons of people up on the deck, walking on all our deck panels and stuff like that, and found another great use for those. If you've got one of those pop-up solar panels, that charges power banks, being able to set it up on that flat spot up on the roof and not having to worry about the shade as much was just awesome. We're able to charge our power banks, get plenty of power for our heaters. We also ran the Starlink out there, and we were able to work off our laptops and everything like that. And so the Tundra is just turning into one heck of a vehicle. We're really starting to get it more dialed for what we're trying to use it for and everything like that. And seems like it's coming together. Our box on the side, we're able to throw our dirty shoes in it when we were done riding, and stash my helmet, gloves, stuff I don't want in the cab, stinking up the truck. I was able to store all that stuff outside, not only outside, but it was all weatherproofed, so had it rained, I didn't have to worry about my shoes being soaked or anything like that, so like I said, it's super cool getting to build some of these products, come up with the ideas. I guess that's in reverse. I guess we come up with ideas first,
Yeah,
then we make them, and then we throw them out and test them. And yeah, like I said, that truck, from where we've started last year when we first took it to More Expo, having that Starlink ran and just cables everywhere, what a bird's nest to now, dude, the Starlink, we just plug it in and all our cables are nice tucked away. And dude, we'll have internet, give it 3 minutes and you'll be able to do whatever you want. And then bike rack looking just solid, working like it's supposed to. Um, didn't get a chance to try out the dog bone, our Max Trax mount. We're still waiting on that to come back from powder coat. But by the time we go to our next show, we're gonna have uh, hopefully some new stuff to show y'all in the flesh. Like I said, Evan, Ethan, those guys, Cody, man, they're always working on developing something that we think will be useful to people trying to get outside, whether it be off-roading, camping, biking, floating, whatever. We really want to strive to come up with a lot of stuff to make hauling people's hobbies easier.
yeah, yeah. Well, and Mo brought up the box too. Something that I definitely want to say is, man, that the box, especially for like you guys out there that are in trades,
Hmm.
dude, I'm telling you, like this is coming from a guy that was a plumber and a guy that was an
Yeah, yeah.
HVAC. Like, dude, these boxes are boxes that not only can you play with them, but you can work with them too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's seriously perfect. I mean, there's not another box out there like it as far as the way it looks and still being able to be functional. So definitely y'all check them out on our
Yeah,
website.
functionality. You Tundra guys got it good.
Yeah.
Hopefully with something we'll develop for the Tacoma. Just all comes down to bed size and everything like that. But like I said, those guys with the big brains are always over there getting it. So
Yeah.
I have no doubts they're gonna come up with something awesome.
Absolutely. Well,
Yep.
heck yeah.
It was fun. I mean, I'm same. I'm looking forward to doing it again. It's one of those things, you think that, oh man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. And you get out there and do it. And when you're with a bunch of buddies, it never felt like I said, it never felt like just the hardest thing I'd ever done. Was it hard? There was parts, man, where some of those climbs were punchy climbs through a bunch of rock, techie stuff, and um, we like I said, I was stoked we all stayed on our bikes. I know you did one almost swan dive,
Oh
and
yeah.
I hate that I missed it. Dylan acts like it was just the best thing ever, but
Yep.
yeah, man, we crushed.
Yeah, there was a big log across the trail, and I can't remember exactly what happened, but I think someone in front of me like kind of lifted their front pedal over it and then got kind of jammed up. So then I had to hit my brake and slow down more than I wanted to. So then I tried doing the same thing and I high centered on the log and then somehow like planked on the handlebars. Like I was balancing on just my stomach, feet off the pedals, hands off the pedals. Like I don't even know what's going on. Somehow didn't fall, but did break my bash guard again. So did have one casualty.
Yeah. Well, bash guards, yeah, up over those logs, that was like the only thing we would hit. The bash guards were a thing that you had to worry about, but
Yeah.
a little bit of snow still on the trail in some spots, and we're gonna do the same with this one. We're gonna come out with the video. We kind of shot some vloggy type stuff. There's a little bit of the trail on it and everything, but it was a lot of fun. Like I said, if y'all are into biking or anything, this is a super great event. I mean, it gives back to the community. If you live in this area, Northwest Arkansas, it's like the money the OORC raises, like that money goes back into trails. They've got a big group of volunteers that donate their time and energy to keep building these trails. And I think one Saturday night they told us they're going to be adding 3 more miles of trail out at Kessler, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. So like I said, it's like you want to give to this group of folks because all they're doing is making what I like to do more fun and giving me more options, more places to ride. So
Yep.
um certainly a cool event. Like I said, everybody was super friendly. Wish I could remember more people's names. Barry's the only one that I can remember. And I
Yeah.
mean, he seemed like a good dude, one of the volunteer of the year trophies. So, like I said, all these folks just giving all their time and energy for just other people's enjoyment. Really, it's like they're not getting paid, they're not making money, but they want this hobby to grow.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a great community, man. I'm telling that's really all you can really even say about it.
Yeah, to put that on, it must take a lot, and then partnering with such great groups. I mean, I almost didn't get to go on the ride. Shout out to Fat Tire, man. They
Yeah.
they had a mechanic sitting there, and I don't know, somewhere between loading, unloading, my bike sitting up against the fence. I had gotten my derailleur uh, twisted up so much that it was starting to get into my rear spokes, and this is like I don't realize this till like right at like takeoff. Like we're all about to start. And um dude, they were able to get me right, and he saw me maybe 17, 18 miles down the trail and asked how that derailleur was doing. I mean, still shifting fine to this day. So they knocked it out of the park. I was excited, and that's another thing, where it's like they have all these bike mechanics that it's like if you have anything going on with your issue, I know you touched on it the first time we did Beast of Burden, where it's like, dude, if you go there and have them look at your bike one time, you've almost covered your entry
Yeah.
fee. It's like to take a bike to a bike shop and have them get into it. You're gonna be out some money, but dude, they'll do it for free and happy to do it with a smile on their face.
Yeah, because dude, I mean, that first race I Beast Burden, like my derailleur was so untuned that like half of my gears didn't even work. So it was like, I mean, it was a make or break with that. And yeah, I mean, 100%, it would have cost me probably $100 to take it to a bike shop, which is what the entry fee was. So
Yeah,
guys, it's worth it.
yeah, and I mean, yeah, super cool. I don't. Who knows how many more of these things we'll get into, but they seem to always pop up around us. So it's like if we can talk. One of us talk the other into it, talk the other into it, and then next thing you know, there's a group of us going, and so much fun. Grant was supposed to be there. he got sick. It's weird. We are still fighting the sickness here, Backwoods HQ, but hopefully we're about to turn the corner and be ready for some longer days to show up, warmer temps, all the good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. No, and yeah, guys, definitely, keep on checking out our stuff for sure. We have like some new videos out right now. So
Yeah,
yeah, we got Snowzarks,
yeah.
and then we have a new product video for the Forerunner bumper.
We're
Um,
really just trying to help make you know, our products just easier to understand why we did it, what you're gonna get, what the benefits are to doing a hybrid design type bumper versus a full steel bumper. We know there's lots of questions out there, and really we just want to like be like an open book to y'all. We like I said, we've said it before we were here, we were end users. So it's like we understand that, and wanting to understand what this product all comes with, or what hardware is supposed to be there. So we're certainly striving to always get better here, and that's something starts from the top down to the bottom. Something we always try and do, man. Get the best.
yeah, yeah. And guys, and if you ever have any interest in, in doing any of these bike events and you're wondering, if we're gonna be there, give us a shout, and maybe we'll be going to one that's, in
Oh
Arkansas.
man,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Especially if because like me, if I was gonna go to one and I didn't have someone to go with, like I'd feel awkward. So we can definitely, kind of show you
Yeah, bridge that gap.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
So
always easier with a good group, and then say, man, fast or slow, we don't care.
yeah,
We just show up with a good attitude, man. We'll ride with you.
yeah, slower preferred.
Yeah,
So
yeah. We've rode with some fast folks, and
yeah.
like I said, there were some fast folks out there, but they've been able to do a leisurely, like, type stroll through the Buffalo area on a bike. I mean, first time for me to ever bike out there, and you almost hate to admit it, but we're so spoiled by all the stuff that we've got close to home, where it's like, I rarely do I want to drive an hour and a half to ride and then drive back. So it's like, go after going out there this one time, we passed multiple camp spots alongside these forest roads, and it's like you could go out there and ride and make a whole weekend out of it,
Yeah.
and have a ton of fun, man. Like I said, just kind of opened my eyes to been out in that area before, never run those trails. So just a different way to see the buffalo.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, yeah, thank you so much for listening in and supporting us.
Hmm.
Guys, if you ever need anything, definitely reach out. Of course, continue to check us out on like backwoodsadventuremods.com. Our YouTube is Backwoods Adventure Mods. Instagram is also Backwoods Adventure Mods. Definitely make sure you listen out. We'll have a new discount code out for this episode. And yeah, guys, as usual, thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one.
Always appreciate y'all.
Yep. Peace.
See ya.